Hello, my name is Anita Peters with Peters Realty Professionals in Loganville, Georgia, and I have some beautiful homes to share with you today. Information deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Hello, my name is Anita Peters with Peters Realty Professionals in Loganville, Georgia, and I have some beautiful homes to share with you today. Information deemed reliable but not guaranteed.
Turn it over to Representative Bruce Williamson to run the ball from here, then we'll wrap up with Senator Burt Jones. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. This is Easter week, and for those of us that are Christians, it's the holiest week of the year. It's the week that we stop, reflect, give thanks to our Lord and Savior. We give thanks to the empty tomb, and if you're deep in that prayer, we start thinking about the priorities of life and what's important to us. And for those of you who know me for a long time, I've always tried to keep God first, my family second, and my work third. And the reason is, the beauty of the empty tomb is that if you love your spouse and your family, then you're going to put God first. You love Him. The more you love Him, the more you can love your family. And when you have your priorities right in those two facets of your life, you can do your work better. And I'm proud to say that our Walton County delegation has their priorities right. Bill and I start, we have a midweek break. Wednesday mornings, we start every Wednesday about 7 o'clock in the morning with a members-led Bible study. Bert's busy with younger children in his house driving into the Capitol at that time, where I know that he'd be there as well. I know him to be a man of faith. And also Representative Tom Kirby, who's not here today, he's a deep man of faith as well. And on that note, I would ask for you to keep him in your prayers, he and his family. He lost his father rather unexpectedly Monday night. His dad's 78 years old, had surgery, I believe that morning, and apparently everything was going well. He had supper, and he had a little bit of discomfort, and lay down, and he didn't wake up, and he died immediately. So Tom's on his way to Kentucky, and if you would just think about him and say a prayer for his family during this trying time for him. On that note, Tom asked me to tell you a little bit about how grateful he is to represent the people of western Walton County, principally the Loganville area. He has the added duties of representing parts of Gwinnett, Barrow, and North Rockville County as well. So he's a busy representative. He works hard in the Capitol. He's carried one bill in particular that might be of interest to the folks in the real estate community or any of us that own property. Unbelievably, the laws in the Georgia books, there was no really criminal penalties for anybody that walked in and filed a fake warranty deed claiming they owned a piece of property, even when there was no evidence that the people did. There was a crime syndicate going on in the Atlanta area. They're going into foreclosed neighborhoods, going to the Walton County courthouse, filing fake warranty deeds, and then it's just complicated everything. They were going in neighborhoods where empty houses were, filing a fake warranty deed, and collecting there on the houses. And through Tom carried that bill in the House, and Bill, I believe you carried that bill in the Senate. So that's one piece of legislation that Tom Kirby wanted me to share with you. We kind of divided the duties. I do want to brag a little bit more about what the lion's share of the work that Bill did. This national effort of calling for an Article 5 convention to force our U.S. Congress to look at having a balanced budget amendment. Bill was on the forefront of that initiative. There was over 100 legislators that met from all over the United States back in December at Mount Vernon in Washington, D.C. Mount Vernon in Virginia, George Washington's former home, that was furthering that effort. And I can't say enough good things about Bill's leadership on that national important issue. But most of us will really think hard about it. Our number one national threat is our out of control spending patterns. Bill's already touched on the fact that I was blessed to be able to carry a good bit of legislation this year. I do want to report to this chamber board, or these chamber members, that all of mine was basically business-oriented, job-creating legislation. The 6 bills that I carried came to me with one of 3 ways. I had 2 bills that were brought to me by business lobbyists, people that represented businesses that many of y'all are active in. I had 2 bills that were brought to me by members of state government, one of which was Insurance Commissioner Ralph Hudgens, needed some help on tweaking some insurance legislation that has to do with commercial insurance policies that are auditable. It's kind of boring to you unless you're in the business of paying workers' compensation or general liability. Then it's pretty important to your business. If you're not in your HR department or the business owner's directly handling it, believe me, it's impacting the bottom line of the businesses that you work for. And Senator Jones was kind enough to carry that bill for me in the Senate to help get that through. The third area, I'm sorry, the other bill was brought to me, Commissioner Kevin Hagler, who is the Commissioner of the Department of Banking and Finance, requested that I carry a bill for the banking department that dealt with money service businesses. For those of you that don't have any kind of a financial background, those are the businesses that are regulated by the Department of Banking and Finance. It's non-depository institutions, but those are the businesses that cash checks, that sell checks, money orders, and that transmit money. And it's a 42-page bill. It's kind of boring to you in some of the technical details, but what might be of interest to you is the kind of businesses that are coming forward that necessitated the need for this modernization of this language in our Georgia code. Well, you've heard of Western Union for sure, but most of us now are beginning to hear about Google Pay and PayPal, and on the forefront of, you read in the front page of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution this morning about Bitcoin. That's not a currency. That is not a regulated action now. I expect that it might be down the road, but there are money transmitters that are getting in that business that are licensed as money service businesses. So it was kind of neat to be able to be on the ground floor of trying to tweak the Georgia code that will allow businesses to begin to move in alternative methodologies for facilitate commerce in the state of Georgia. The third and most interesting way that I was approached to carry legislation this year, in my opinion, was constituent-driven. I got a phone call, actually, beginning the last session, from our longtime fabulous Walton County citizen, Randy Camp. Many of y'all know that his family owned the Walton Tribune, Walton Press, and later Walton Graphic Media. Randy's got a deep background in the printing industry, and their industry, through a previous change in the Georgia sales tax code, was getting hit dramatically with an unintended consequence that they were being charged sales tax on the postage used in direct mail. I got with the Department of Revenue. The Department of Revenue said, you're right, that was an unintended consequence. These printing industries were getting killed audit when they didn't realize that they were in technical violation of the Georgia Code. So through a concerted effort of petitioning other members to understand the necessity to get this legislation through, we were able to get it through the House, and Senator McAllister carried that bill for me in the Senate. And the final illustration I want to give you, a constituent-led piece of legislation, is frankly the most interesting. It was done late in the session. I received a phone call from Kay Adcock. If any of y'all know Greg Adcock, Greg was Kathy Adcock. Greg's the deputy sheriff in the county. Somebody knows him. You can raise your hand. That lopsided, though. But anyhow, Kay called me one day and she said, Bruce, are you aware of the fact that a young person nowadays, if they're interested in practicing cosmetology, learning how to be a hairdresser and doing salon type work, that they can't begin an apprenticeship until they turn 17 years old. She'd done some pretty good research and she realized that if a young person was interested in being a barber, they could begin their apprenticeship at 16 years old. And she said, Bruce, that's patently unfair. It's very analogous industries. Why is that? And I said, Kay, I can't give you an answer for it, but we'll figure it out. I went straight down to Secretary of State Brian Kemp's office. They pulled the code books and said, Bruce, she's exactly right. And we found a bill that was moving through the General Assembly that was helping cosmetologists regulate their out-of-control fees that they were getting hit with. That's a subject for another day. But I was able to get an amendment done to that piece of legislation that will lower the age from 17 to 16 for a young person to begin an apprenticeship if they are interested in becoming a cosmetologist. So it's, I've talked to a couple of the high school classes and explained that bill, and that's the one bill that gets the young folks' attention, that, hey, this is something real and meaningful. Somebody from Walton County called your state government and got something done about it. So I thought you might find that interesting, about 3 different ways that we could be approached to carry legislation that's important to our county. With that being said, I'm going to shut up now and introduce Senator Burt Jones, who's going to kind of wrap up our presentation today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Bruce he is always good about putting me on the spot at the last minute, especially in the legislative session. These bills that he talked about that he was carrying, he would usually notify me that I was the one carrying them in the Senate about the day they were due on the floor. So I would always tell him, well, explain it to me real quick. But most of the bills that he's done, he is it's bills that have cut regulation and cut down on government use of government spending. So they've all been good bills. I do appreciate being here today. I represent 9 counties, and I was a little late getting here because I was at an event in Jones County this morning, and with a delegation that we had down there doing a Chamber of Commerce eggs and issues. So apologize for not eating lunch, but they fed us well this morning, and I've just gotten the 30 pounds off of me from legislative session that I put on. So I'm going to try to stay on that routine until next January starts. But these guys are great to work with. I'll say that. Bill's the senior member of our delegation here, and he does a great job. He's a great person for me to go to, and especially with his legal mind and talk through bills and everything. And he is a good representation for Walton County. Bruce, of course, he and I developed a good relationship, and he's a good person that he and I, we even graduated from the same high school at one time, obviously at different times, but but we do have we share the same alma mater there. But at any rate, I didn't carry many bills this session. I carried some for my friends over in the house. I'm not one of those that is going to sponsor a lot of bills. Just to be frank with you, because I'm one of those less government is better type people. But there are a few things that I really get excited about, and one is a resolution that we put forth this year is Senate Resolution 415, which was a state constitutional bill put forth in order to make it a state constitution to cap our current income tax, and it's obviously going to be put to the voters in the fall of 2014 here. But what it does, it basically sends a message, and it had to pass both the House and the Senate split before it become a constitutional amendment. It has to pass the House and the Senate by a 2/3 majority. And it didn't have any problem in the Senate. Over in the House, we had to twist a few arms, and it passed by one vote in the House, so it will be on the ballot. And it basically caps our current state income tax at our 6.5%. And what that does is it sends a great message we're becoming a global economy. And I say that in order for us to dig ourselves out of this recession that we've been experiencing for the last 4 or 5 years now, we got to create a good tax code, and we've got to grow our economy. And that's what I think. I'm very pleased with our current governor's initiative in trying to continue to make our state the #1 state to do business in. And this if it passes, which I think people of Georgia will vote for it, it'll send a clear message to companies around the country that Georgia is serious about trying to lower their state income tax and become competitive with the Texases of the world, the Floridas and Tennessees who don't have a state income tax currently. And then there's even North Carolina who has I think a 5.9% state income tax. So, while we would love to eliminate it totally, we've got to study on how do we replace that revenue that it because currently the state income produces 51% of our revenue for the state budget, and so it's a huge number that we have to try to see how we can either lower it, obviously eventually eliminate it if we can. The other thing that we did, obviously, when trying to grow your economy, you've got to have a skilled and trained workforce to do so. And one of the things that we did this past session was we developed the Zell Miller Grant for technical colleges, which is basically the HOPE grant, which obviously we have it in our university systems now, where the Zell Miller is the cream of the crop, the top tier kids that have the proper GPA and grade point average. They can receive the Zell Miller HOPE scholarship and have 100% of their education paid for in a Georgia institution. But we did that same thing because, as we all know, college is not for everyone. But we do need plenty of skilled workers, and we do need plenty of skilled workers in things like electricians and plumbers and welders and medical assistants and things of that nature. And that's what our technical colleges provide for the general public. And so we thought it would be the right thing to do to create that same type of scholarship for the technical schools as well. So, these guys have gone into deep detail. I will tell you this, that we have had a quick session. I think we proved that we can get the people of Georgia's business done in a timely manner this year. I enjoyed the rapid pace that we had this year. I thought that I'm in business for myself, just like these guys, I guess. And being away from your business basically for the first quarter of the year, it's kind of tough. And of course, the time away from your family. So for those reasons, I enjoyed the fast-paced session and realized that I found out just in the 2 years I've been up there, I found out the longer we sit around up there, the more bad pills that are possible. So I think if we continue to do it fast and like I said, take care, do the things that we're supposed to do, and that's balance our budget and come up with ways of growing our economy, I think it's safer for us as business people and for the citizens of Georgia. And I know we want to give time to open up for questions on the floor. And so with that, I will yield the well, as they say in the Senate. And I appreciate being here today. I appreciate everyone coming out and being engaged. And I enjoy representing the small portion of Walton County that I have, and hope to continue to do so. Thank you.
The autism bill he's referring to is in the Senate this year. We passed unanimously a bill to require insurers to include coverage for early intervention for autism children. And it limited it pretty tightly. You wouldn't have to spend more than $35,000 per child, and it would only be up until age 6. That's based on scientific studies that show if you intervene early with therapy for these autistic children, you can get them back on grade level by first or second grade, and so you don't have to have an independent educational plan, you don't have to put them in special ed classes, those type of things. You can keep them in the mainstream. And the cost of that is about 25 to 30 cents per month per insured. So it's a relatively small cost to do some really good help for our children. And supposedly that would save sometimes up to $1 million per child during their lifetime if they don't get the early intervention and have to go to special ed classes and have more significant treatment. That's the reasoning behind that bill, and you may have heard a CDC report that came out recently that something like 1 in every 60-something children now that are born are being diagnosed with autism. So it is really becoming an epidemic. They don't know the cause yet, but it's something that's a big problem. So we passed that bill and sent it to the House. The House would not consider it, would not even hear it in committee, and would not vote on it. Later, and this was the kind of the jazz at the end, the House passed a medical marijuana bill and sent it to the Senate, and our Health and Human Services Committee chairman combined the two bills together and passed them back out of the Senate. Again, we passed that unanimously, that had both the autism component and medical marijuana. Sent it back to the House, and they refused to vote on that bill because it included the autism. And I'm going to let Bruce give the negatives because, quite frankly, up until this year, I was always against this autism bill. And most Republicans' free market thinking is that let insurance companies offer whatever coverages they want, let people be free to choose what they want, but don't force them to have certain coverages and increase the cost for everybody. So I was a purist on those principles and didn't want to impose any mandates on insurance until I listened to the argument. And I realized what a big problem this is becoming, what a small cost and what huge savings. And I think that a lot of the parents out there with children with autism that are not able to afford treatment for them, that this would allow them to be treated, sort of swayed me. The final straw that broke the camel's back to me was that Governor Deal just this past year put it on the state health benefit plan. And that's 600 and something thousand state employees, all of our teachers are on that. And so they have that coverage, and I began to think, okay, is this good enough for our state employees we're going to cover, but we're not going to let the rest of the workers have it when it's this small of a cost. So I supported that bill, but I certainly think that Bruce will have a good argument. There are good pros and cons on this to let you hear the other side of it.
And I will, bottom line is I'm still a purist. I still think that we need to be very, very, very careful when government mandates what should be on the insurance policy, because there are other equally valid, very emotional issues. There's a big community out there that children have to have medical food. I've never heard of that topic before, but it's an enormously expensive hit to a family budget for the children that can't digest certain kinds of foods. And there's a big push to mandate that medical foods be covered under everybody's health insurance policies. And understand, what's exempt under all of the proposed Senate legislation is any large Walmart's plan, General Electric's plan, any Fortune 500 plan that's self-insured, they're exempt from this proposed legislation. The largest health employee plan in the state, the Georgia State Health Benefit Plan, 650,000 people are covered under that. Now, the governor, through the governor's leadership, they're going to include it. But there are many employer-sponsored plans. For all I know, Walmart does have that coverage on their plan. But they're free to decide to do that, as is any other health insurance company in Georgia. But the market slice, the segment we're talking about, is principally individual plans, and if, you and your spouse or in your 50s and you're done, your children are grown and gone, and you're just trying to struggle to make the premium payment for your not very affordable health insurance policy, this would just be one more straw on the camel's back for this or any other mandate. I'm not saying specifically how I'll vote, because it never did come for debate on the floor of the House of Representatives, but I do intend to look very hard before I vote as the Walton County State Representative to guarantee to increase the cost of your health coverage plan, if that makes sense. But I'll be happy to answer questions on the side if anybody might like to.
Looks like he's driving from his bed. This is a motorized wagon. Radio flyer. That's cool. There are some unique vehicles in this parade. And this is a pickup Volkswagen. Don't see many of those.
Please welcome the 116th for your listening enjoyment. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ladies. God bless you.
Good evening. I'm Chief Warrant Officer Mark Cummings of the 116th Army National Guard Band. It was so nice to come back to Social Circle. For those of you that were here last year, we played the national anthem, and then the weather had something else in mind for the evening, so that was the only tune we got to play. So I promised Tom Brown that we would definitely come back this year, and we love the hospitality in Social Circle. We were fed very well. If we didn't have that, they would have been eating the chow on base, and I know they preferred what we had to eat over there. Coming here to Social Circle too, we are very blessed to have a guest vocalist, an extremely talented, gifted individual from Georgia University, Dr. Gregory Broughton. He will be doing a number of tunes with us, but particularly he is going to open our concerts and guide you as we render honors to our nation. Please stand for the playing of the national anthem.
And then suddenly I bump into you.
'Cause I've been searching my whole life to find my own place. And maybe it's the party talking or the chocolate fondue.
But with you,
I know my
I see your face, and there's nothing like I've ever known before. Love is an open door. Love is an open door. Love is an open door. With you, love is an open door. Anybody recognize this?
I mean, it's crazy.
What?
We finish each other's
sandwiches.
That's what I was gonna say.
I never met someone who
thinks so much like me. Jinx, jinx again. Our mental synchronization can't have but one explanation. You were just meant to be.
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye to the pain of the past. We don't have to feel it anymore. Love's an open door.
Love's an open door.
Love can be so much more with you. Love is an open door.
Tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is hardly like this swirling storms inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you'll always have to be. 'Cause you don't feel, don't let them know. But now they know. Let it go. fears and wants control me, can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No rights, no wrongs, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You never say me no. Here I stand, and here I stand. Let the storm break on. My power's flowing through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling and frozen fractures all around. My feeling crystallizes like the icy glass. I'm never going back. The past is in the past. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the breaker's eye. Let it go, let it go. The perfect girl is gone. Here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm burn through. It can't never bother me anyway.
This tune is a very popular one with the crowds. It was performed and arranged by a group called the Canadian Brass. The second time they played for the Queen of England, they felt that they were going to probably run short on time. Well, they wanted to play one of the Queen's favorite tunes, and her favorite tune is the Hallelujah Chorus by Handel. But they wanted to play one of their favorite songs too, and the Canadian Brass's favorite song is When the Saints Go Marching In. They knew they would run short on time, so they combined the two numbers to come up with this next piece. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saints' Hallelujah.
Hi, this is Jody Johnson. I'm here with the Recreation Report. It's been a few weeks since I've been on the air, and lots happened here with the Recreation Department. We've gone through our our fall registration, and the registration numbers were very good for our fall soccer, our fall baseball, fall softball, football, and cheerleading. All the numbers came in, and we're up a few participants from last year. So thanks for coming in and signing up. If you did miss that registration, go by one of our offices in Monroe at Felker Park, or in Loganville at Meridian Park, or down at our South Walton Park in Social Circle, and see if we have some available space. Hopefully we can get you in. If you or your son or daughter or grandson or daughter missed the registration, go in and see if we can still fill you in. We don't start our evaluation processes until a couple weeks before school starts back. We'll start doing our evaluations. So at that point it's really too late. But right now we still have a few spots available possible for you to get in. So do that as quickly as you can. You can go on our website at waltoncountyga.gov if you need to ask a question. All our phone numbers and email addresses are on our website at the waltoncountyga.gov. Also, we have had our All-Star seasons for our baseball and softball. We actually hosted the Pre-Tri-County, which is the tournament between Gwinnett County, Walton County, and Barrow County for the softball teams. Each year they host a tournament prior to what they call the Tri-County tournament, and it's to seed who gets to play in that tournament. We hosted that this year in Walton County, so nearly 80 teams participated in that All-Star tournament in Loganville. Our staff did a great job of hosting. The weather really worked out well for us during the tournament, so our staff at Jane Vico and Brett Chadwick and the crew really did a great job up there hosting that event. And our teams did very well in that tournament, and then went on to play in the Tri-County over in Gwinnett County. So congratulations to those teams for participating. I'm sure you represented Walton County well. Our All-Star teams in the boys divisions also have played, with the exceptions of our 9 and 10 and 11 and 12-year-old All-Star boys teams. All the others have participated in the USSSA Recreation Division All-Star Tournament, and our 13-14s won the sub-district. So congratulations to the 13-14 Central Walton team. They won, and then they went to the championship, the state championships, and lost to a team in that. But we're very proud of them representing Walton County and winning the sub-district. And the other teams did very well. The 5 and 6-year-olds, we had a couple teams that nearly made it to the championship, and also in the 7 and 8-year-olds. So a very good all-star season for them. And our 9 and 10s and 11 and 12-year-olds are still playing Little League baseball, and they're playing this week in Newton County. I believe they'll start this Saturday. Our Central Walton teams and our West Walton teams will be participating in the 10 and under and 12 and under division. So good luck to those teams. Hopefully they'll win a District 10 title and head to their respective state tournaments. Also, our community centers right now, we're still taking a few folks coming in this month, but we'll start our new season starting July 1st. We'll have a new community center season where you'll come back in and pay it's $2 per week per family. It's a very inexpensive way to get a controlled environment place to work out. $104 a year for your family, and then a one-time $20 access card that will get you into the facility. We're open from 6 in the morning till 8 at night most days. Take a little time off on Sunday and Wednesdays, but the rest of the time we're open. We have some new equipment up there for you to use. We have a new step climber and some reciprocal ellipticals with all the other equipment that is there still in great working condition. The treadmills and the old ellipticals, the bicycles, and all the Nautilus equipment that you could ever need. Dumbbells and rubber bands and steppers. So we have a lot of good stuff to offer through the Recreation Department. We also have a lot of classes that are still going on. Again, if you have something that you'd like to provide for us, come see us at the Recreation Department. Dennis Malcolm is our community center supervisor, and if you can provide a program for us and it would help the community, we'd love to have you. So again, we've got a lot going on. Go to our website at waltoncountyga.gov. It has a lot of information on there, a lot of phone numbers and information. So we hopefully can provide that for you. And again, if you haven't signed up for our sports programs, go to our parks, go to our website, and we'll see if we can help you out. Again, congratulations on all those all-star teams, and we look forward to starting our sports programs back in the fall here pretty soon as school starts back. Right now, a lot of teams, a lot of families are on vacation, so it's hard to have a lot of programs right now for in the sports programs. But we look forward to starting that back up here in August. So until next time, thank you very much.
Hey everybody, how you doing? We're going to show you some of the animals here at Walton County Animal Control. But before we do that, I wanted to tell you about a couple things that are going on in the community. One is, for the last month, we've been using a new website called helpinglostpets.com. This has been a really great website for us. If someone loses a dog or a cat, they can go to this website, register their pet with a photo of it and all the information, and we get an automatic email here at the shelter, and that way our officers and our shelter staff can be on the watch out for that dog or cat. Maybe if you find a dog or a cat, you can also post the animal there, and it's a great way. It shows it's nationwide, but you can zoom in on Walton County. You can see all the dogs and cats that are lost on a map and look at little pictures of each one. And so far, just in the last month that we've been using it, a lot of animals have gone straight to their homes instead of coming to the shelter. So it's been a real help for us here at the shelter. So hopefully it won't happen, but maybe your dog or cat runs away. You can go to helpinglostpets.com and list your pet there. The other thing that's going on is the Atlanta Humane Society is going to be back in Walton County one more time with their mobile spay-neuter clinic. Maybe some of you were last time they were here, but it's just $35. I mean, you cannot beat that. They're going to bring their RV. It's a mobile spay-neuter clinic. They're going to be at Tractor Supply in Monroe. This is going to be in the beginning of July 2nd and 3rd, but you need to call now to get your appointment. It's not just walk up when you want. You have to make an appointment, and those slots fill up fast for just $35 for a spay and neuter. And so to make your appointment for that Atlanta Humane Society discount clinic, you call 678-517-2143, or you can find more information at atlantahumane.org. And so another reason, don't let that dog or that cat just have puppy and kitten after kitten, and then they end up here at the shelter. Take advantage of this, just $35 and you get your pet fixed. We've got more information on it at the shelter as well. If you want to stop in, you can always come by here, see the animals that for adoption. Monday through Friday from 2 to 4:45, we're open to just come down and browse. And so now we'll show you some of those animals that are here.
Here we have a lab mix puppy. He's about 4 months old, male, really sweet, needs a home, and he has a litter mate that looks just like him. We are having lots of puppies brought in at this time, so if you are looking for a puppy, please come see us.
Here, sit down.
Puppies, they're both females, they're about 2 months old, and they have 5 more litter mates that go with them.
We got a female, she's probably about 5 years old, chocolate lab. She needs brushed out, but she is very sweet and she needs a home.
Here we have one more puppy. It's a female. She's about 2 months old, very sweet. She has 2 litter mates with her that are black and white, and they just need good homes.
Hello, my name is Anita Peters with Peters Realty Professionals in Loganville, Georgia, and I have some beautiful homes to share with you today. Information deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Hello, my name is Anita Peters with Peters Realty Professionals in Loganville, Georgia, and I have some beautiful homes to share with you today. Information deemed reliable but not guaranteed.
The City of Loganville will be having its Independence Day celebration and parade on Friday, July the 4th at 10 a.m. Monroe will be celebrating with their Freedom Fest on July the 4th from 5 p.m. to 9:45 at the Athens Tech campus, or as most people know, Legion Field. So get there early for a good place to sit and watch the fireworks and enjoy the music and all the vendors out there.